On these videos, we're looking at what I call completing percent problems. The one important fact for these is recognizing that when you're thinking about percent problems, if you get 75% correct, that's the same as the 25% not correct. And so sometimes it's easier to look at the false or the not correct part rather than the correct part. So, for the example 1, it says the Pacers won 8 of their first 12 games. That means they lost 12 games. And so if they won 8 of their first 20, they lost 12 of their first 20. How many games must they win in a row, so they're not going to lose anymore, to raise their winning percentage to 60%? Well, we don't know how many wins we're going to have at the end of the game, at the end of this problem. That's what we're trying to figure out. But because they don't lose another game, we do know how many they're going to lose. They're going to lose 12 games. And those 12 games is going to be equal to 40%. Right? If we want them to win 60%, that means they're going to lose 40%, and we know their number of losses is 12. So there's a couple ways you can do this, making a very simple equation saying the 12 losses out of the total is equal to 40 out of 100 is a very nice way to do this. Or you can do an equation to solve it as well. So you just cross multiply to get 40x equals 1200, divide by 40, and you get x equals 30. So they're going to play a total of 30 games. So to get to 30 games, that must mean they're going to win 10 in a row. And so that's your answer. If they win 10 games in a row, they've now won 18 out of 30, and 18 out of 30 does equal 60%. Example 2 is the same idea, except now she is 30 for 30. She answers her first 30 questions correct, so she's 30 for 30. And she's, instead of winning the rest of them or getting a certain number of questions right in a row, she's now going to miss a bunch of questions. So this time, the 30 represents the number correct. We don't know how many we're going to end up with, number of questions, but we do know the 30 needs to represent 75% of that total. So this time we can actually do it more straightforward and just say 30 over x equals 75 over 100. So that gets you 75x when you cross multiply, 75 times x equals 30 times 100, which is 3,000. When you divide by 75, you get x equals 40 games. So x equals 40 games, so the answer is actually the same as the first question, where she would have to miss 10 questions in a row for her percentage to drop from 100% down to 75%.